I didn't shout. I didn't argue. I just walked away. No explanations, no messages, no closure. She thought I would stay, that I would fight for her, beg her to reconsider. That's what she expected. But instead, I vanished. And now? Now she's the one searching for me, desperate, broken, and drowning in the regret she never thought she'd feel. But the difference is, I'm not the man she left behind. It didn't happen overnight. The signs were there: the sudden distance, the forced smiles, the late nights that never had real explanations. But I ignored them. I trusted her. Until the day I couldn't anymore. I wasn't looking for proof. I wasn't trying to catch her in a lie. But sometimes the truth doesn't wait for you to find it forces itself into your hands. A message. A simple text flashing across her phone screen, left carelessly on the table. Last night was amazing. I can't wait to see you again. I didn't react. I didn't move. I just stared at the words, my mind going numb. I looked at her, sitting across from me, laughing at something on TV, completely unaware that in just a few seconds, everything had changed. That was the moment I knew. There was nothing left to say. She had already made her choice. So, I made mine. That night, while she slept peacefully, believing I would always be there, I packed my things and left. No note, no goodbye, just silence. Leaving wasn't the hard part. The hard part was not looking back. As I walked out of that door for the last time, I knew she would wake up and wonder. She would call, text, maybe even panic at first. But that was exactly what I wanted. I wanted her to feel the emptiness I felt when I read that message. I wanted her to sit in silence, to search for me and find nothing. I disappeared. No social media, no mutual friends, no traces of where I had gone. For the first time, she wasn't in control. And for the first time, I didn't care. I started over a new city, a new life, a new version of me. The man she betrayed, he was gone. And the man I became? She would never get to know him. At first, she probably thought it was a joke. That I would come back in a few days, angry but willing to talk. That I would eventually break the silence, ask for an explanation, beg for closure. But days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And I never came back. I never called. I never gave her the chance to explain. And that's when the panic set in. She started searching, reaching out to mutual friends, asking if they had seen me, but they hadn't. I made sure of that. She sent messages, long ones, short ones, desperate ones. Please, just talk to me. I know I hurt you, but I need to explain. Where are you? I can't stop thinking about you. Please don't do this. But every message she sent, every call she made, met the same response. Silence. She was finally feeling the emptiness she once made me feel. The difference? This time, I wasn't coming back. She never stopped searching. She asked old friends, checked online, even showed up at places we used to go, hoping, praying, desperate to find me. And then, one day, she did. Not because I reached out, not because I missed her, but because fate has a cruel way of making people face their mistakes. I was at a cafe, minding my own business, living a life I had rebuilt from scratch. And then I heard it. Oh my God, it's you. I looked up, and there she was, standing in front of me, frozen, her breath caught in her throat. She looked different, not in the way I did, stronger, better, untouchable. She looked lost, like someone who had been carrying the weight of regret for far too long. You just left, she whispered, stepping closer. No warning, no message, nothing. Do you have any idea what that did to me? I tilted my head, amused. Do you have any idea what you did to me? Silence. She had no answer. Because we both knew the truth, this was never about me leaving. It was about the fact that I never looked back. She sat across from me, her hands trembling slightly as she clutched her bag like it was the only thing keeping her grounded. Her eyes searched my face as if trying to find a trace of the man she once knew. But that man was gone. I've been looking for you, she said, her voice quieter than I remembered. For months. I didn't react. I just took a slow sip of my coffee, my expression unreadable. I know. Her eyebrows knitted together in confusion. You know? I leaned back, exhaling slowly. Of course. Her lips parted slightly. Then why? She hesitated, her voice dropping even lower. Why didn't you ever respond? I tilted my head, amused. Because I didn't want to. Her face faltered. That wasn't the answer she was expecting. She had prepared for anger, maybe even pain. But indifference? That was something she hadn't prepared for. I know I hurt you, she continued, her voice unsteady now. I made the worst mistake of my life, and I don't expect you to forgive me, but I just... Then why are you here? I cut in, my voice calm, steady. If you know I don't owe you forgiveness, if you know you don't deserve anything from me, then why did you come? She swallowed hard. Her fingers curled into her lap, gripping the fabric of her dress. She was struggling, trying to find a way to make her regret my responsibility. Because, she hesitated, her breath shaky, because I realized too late what I had. I let out a quiet chuckle, shaking my head. No, I said, my voice cold. You realized too late what you lost. Silence. She blinked rapidly, as if trying to stop the tears from spilling. She knew I was right. I was selfish, she admitted. I thought I needed more. I thought I was making the right choice. But I was wrong. I simply watched her. She exhaled shakily. When you left, I thought I would be fine. I thought I could move on and be happy. But the truth is, I was miserable. I tilted my head slightly. That's not my problem. Her lips parted, as if my words physically hurt her. She hesitated, gripping the table for support. I just want a second chance. I stared at her for a long moment, letting the weight of her request hang between us. And then I leaned in slightly, my voice dropping to a near whisper. Let me ask you something, I said. If your life had turned out the way you planned, if he hadn't left you, would you still be sitting here right now? Her entire body went still. Her breath hitched, her fingers tightening on the table. She opened her mouth, then closed it. Because she knew. She knew the answer. And so did I. That's what I thought. I pushed my chair back, standing up. I think we're done here, I said, adjusting my jacket. She looked up at me, panic flashing across her face. Wait, please, she whispered. Just don't walk away from me again. I exhaled slowly, staring down at the woman who once meant everything to me. You walked away first, I said. The only difference is, now, you finally regret it. She didn't argue. She didn't beg again. Because for the first time, she truly understood she had lost me forever. I turned and walked away, never once looking back. Because the best revenge is never needing them again.